Okay, welcome. So today is the part 2 of our topic. This is the basic structure of the antibody. It says I've drawn the basic structure that is consisting of the two heavy chains, which are these heavy chains, and two light chains. These are two light chains, and the heavy chain and the light chain, they consist of a variable region and a constant region. Light chain, a variable region, and the constant region. This variable region, they are called FAB, which is called fragment of binding, antigen binding. Fragment of antigen binding. This is the place where the antigen will bind. Okay. So, today's part 2. I want to just to finish. So, before I finish, there are important terms which you have to know on this when you want to start to finish about the structure. So, what are these terms? They are almost okay. Let me list them down. Then we should discuss. Others we have already discussed, but let me list them down. Okay, so these are the terms we have to know when you are studying the structure of antigen. These are the terms which you have to know. Tetrapeptide, that this one is a tetrapeptide. The structure of antigen is a tetrapeptide consisting of two heavy chains and two light chains. This one we are done. The heavy chains, these are the two heavy chains. There are two heavy chains. There are two heavy chains. The heavy chains, they consist of variable region, VL, VH, and constant H. This constant H, constant of heavy chain, they may vary 1, 2, 4, depending on the type of antibody we are talking about. So they may vary. As you can see here, we have constant heavy chain 1, we have constant heavy chain 2, we have constant heavy chain 3. So they may vary based on the what type of antibody we are talking about. Okay, the light chain, there are also two light chains. Okay, so the most important thing, another important which I forgot, on the heavy chain, molecular weight is 50,000 Dalton, 50,000 D Dalton. While the light chain, they are two in number. Their molecular weight is 25,000 Dalton. Okay. It consists of variable region and constant region. Okay. So we all know these terms, that it is a tetrapeptide consisting of two heavy chains and consisting of two light chains. Okay. Yeah. So we have FAB. FAB means fragment of antigen binding. This one, it is cut when it is cut into like this. This place is called this upper part. It is called this upper part. It is called the FAB, because it is where the antigen will bind. In this side is where the antigen will bind. The antigen will bind this in the variable region. In the variable region will bind. This is where, that's what this place is called there, FAB. FAB. This one, okay. FC, this is the constant region. After this one, it is the one who should be in motion, or in work, in reaction to the antigen. But this part, the remaining part, this part, will still remain constant. This one will still remain here. And this one, it is called the FC. Fragment of constant. This part will remain. Okay. So this one is done. We have another term here called monomer. When we say monomer, let me give you an example like this. A simple antibody will exist like this. Small, I'm just giving you an example. Light chain, heavy chain. This is the disulfide bond. Here also like this. Here the bond is like that. So when it is just one like that, one like this, it is called monomer. This one we are showing it inside. We are showing it because we split it, but in actually it just looks like this, like this. It comes. But when you want to show like this, heavy and light chain, that's why you have to show like this. But it is simply shown like this, and this is a what? A monomer. Okay, so we are done with another term there, monomer. Then you have to come to the dimer. Dimer, when you have, like, for example, we have here first antigen, first antibody, and we have another one, second antibody, consisting of heavy and light chain. And here there will be a joining component, J, joining component. They will join them to be two like this. A joining component, a J, will combine two antibodies to be like this. To be like joining them. So this one, if it exists in this form, it is called a dimer. Okay, dimer, like that. So we have another term here, pentameric. Pentameric is the same way. When we have like a joining component here, we have antigen number 1, antibody number 1. Sorry, I'm disturbing. Antibody number 1. We have another one here, number 2. One, two, three. Okay. So we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 antibodies are joined together with a joining component. This one, it is called a pentameric. Pentameric. When 5 antibodies are joined together like this. Okay, so we are done with this term. This is the basic structure, the basic terms you have to know when you want to study about the antibodies. Okay, so we have another term here, very important term, affinity. What is affinity? Okay, the concept of affinity will come here on the variable region. Let me give you an example. This is an antigen now. Antibody will react here. This is a heavy chain. This is a variable region of a heavy chain. This is a light chain. This is a variable region. They have engulfed this antibody, and another antibody have reacted to the antigen like this. This is the heavy chain, and this is the light chain. So you can see like this one, there's space here. There's space. They have engulfed the antigen, but still there's some space here. While you're here, this is an antigen. This is an antigen. Antigen. This is an antigen. They have engulfed, they have cached this antigen so tight. So here the affinity is too high. The affinity of how this antibody have cached this antigen is too high. And here the affinity is low affinity. So that's the way affinity will mean. The affinity is how the force which the antibody has attached to the antigen. It is called what is called affinity. Affinity. Okay, affinity is done. We have now valency. What do we mean when we say valency? What do you mean about when we say valency? Valency, I will explain on this. I'll explain here. When you have a monomer like this, you have to be used to these terms. A monomer like this, how many antigen can it bind? Here will be one antigen, two antigen. See? So the valence of this one, of a monomer, is 2. Okay? A pentameric antibody reaction, how many antigen can it bind? It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'm wrong. 9, 10. So there will be 10. The valency will be 10. So that is what is called valency. Another last term will be the avidity. What is avidity? Avidity, let me explain like this. When an antigen comes, when a bacteria comes, let me say a bacteria comes, it will come with an antigen, will be like all over. The binding site will be all over the antibody, the bacteria. For example, I'm giving an example of bacteria, all over. So when the binding sites are like this is of antigen, the way the body will react, it may either attach here. If it is a monomer, it will attach here and here. So this is the avidity. Or either it may attack here and also here and here. This is a dimer. It is attaching on 4 places, binding site, 4 places. So the number of sites where is the antibody is attaching on the antigen, it is what is called avidity. So this is all about the structure of the antibody. The structure of antibody. This is the hinge joint. Don't forget that it is linked by a disulfide bond. This one, very important concept. Okay, so this constant chain may vary. It's not the same, so may vary. Yeah, so this is the all we have to know about the structure now. So in this same lecture, let me just classify how are the antibodies classified. But in the next lecture is when I'll go details into the classification. Now we should just start. So have the classification of antibodies. Okay. So we want to classify the antibodies according to the heavy chains. We classify the antibodies according to the heavy chains. I hope you understand me. Okay, let me do it like this. Okay, so these are antibodies structure. But when you want to classify the antibodies, we have to know that the heavy chains will differ. A heavy chain can be a gamma. A heavy chain can be alpha. A heavy chain can be a mu. A heavy chain can be a delta. Let me add a box here. And heavy chain can be epsilon, long chain. So alpha, delta. Okay, so as you can see, the heavy chain, we're talking about the heavy chain only, can be a gamma, can be alpha, can be mu, can be delta, can be E. So when the heavy chain is a gamma, those antibodies are called IgG. This G is coming from gamma. Okay, I hope you understand me. When the heavy chain is alpha, the antibody will be IgA. When the heavy chain is mu, it will be IgM. Same here, IgD and IgE. So, in short, we have five types of antibodies: IgG, IgA, IgM, IgD, and IgE. So as I already told you, that in the next lecture is when you are going to go deep into these classifications. But now I just want to tell you that this one can further be divided into 4 categories. We have IgG1, IgG2, IgG3, IgG4. We'll go into these details and see their basic structures in the next video. Okay, so here this can be divided into 2, IgA1 and IgA2. So we are going, in the next video, we are going to study about each of these their structure, and then we're going to go deeper a little bit into the IgG. IgG is the most commonly produced antibody. This IgG, it is the only antibody which can cross through the placenta. So we'll talk about all those stuff in the next video. But as of now, let me stop here. Just know that we can classify the antibodies according to their heavy chain. If the heavy chain is a gamma, there will be IgG. If their heavy chain is alpha, there will be IgA. If their heavy chain, this is the heavy chain as I already told you in the structure, is a mu, there will be IgM. If the heavy chain is the delta, there will be IgD. If the heavy chain is epsilon chain, it will be IgE. So thank you so much for today's lecture. So as we come back, we are going to continue on the classifications of antibodies. Thank you.